There we go. Okay. Oh, look at that. So whatever it was about, hi Lisa, whatever it was about me not being able to see the comments, it's happening now, so that's good. So I'm super excited to be here tonight. I want to talk to you a little bit about the solar energy. Somebody texted me right now. So hi Krista. Hey Krista, you don't have your little super fan or whatever you call it. Oh, okay, perfect. All right, somebody's trying to set up some times with me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means to be going through changes energetically and why it's important. And why it's important not to freak out about changes that are happening. Oh, thanks, James. I'll get back a hold of you. I'm just going to tell him real quick. Hang on a second. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Mercury's in retrograde. I'm sure you've heard that. The new moon was in Scorpio, and there's a lot of people talking about, there's a lot of energetic feelings out there in the world. And part of what I see, oh, wait a second. Part of what I want to talk about, your super fan back. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about is how important it is to deal with what's going on with you internally so that you can get to, I don't know if I like these glasses on, I think I'm gonna go like that, so that you can get to some peace internally. So this is what I want to talk a little bit about today. So part of the, I do know we are absolutely going through the new moon in Scorpio. We are absolutely, Mercury is retrograde. Mercury's retrograde almost all the time. I mean, how many times do you hear Mercury's retrograde? Now, granted, what I do, Rai, the dog's amped up right now. What I do is not, what I do is here is I just want to, I'm not an astrologer by any stretch of the imagination. Thank you, James. What I do is I'm not an astrologer by any stretch of the imagination, but I do want to talk about the overarching energy and why it's important for you. Like my expectations of you when you come and see me or hear me or work with me is that you are so in control of your energy. You have worked through your stuff that no matter what's coming at you, you're going to allow it to come up, deal with it, and let it go. It's not going to vibrate you off a path, and it's not going to dictate who you are. You're going to be able to look at what's happening, have your emotions, feel, allow it to go, and then move away from it. Does that make sense to you? There's a lot that goes on and I'm not at all denying by any stretch of the imagination the idea of planetary oh, Wendy, I needed to get a hold of you today. I'm so sorry that I haven't got a hold of you. You have my desk. I need to get my desk because anyway, I apologize for that, Wendy. I love you. Exactly. Like the dogs. Yeah. Dogs can totally get, animals. There's planetary, the moon, we'll talk about cycles with women. These are absolutely true. But if you allow something outside of you to determine what's happening, you will never have control over your own decisions. It's always going to be based on somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's ideas, somebody else's vision for the world, not your vision for the world. Okay? So I really want to make sure that we talk a lot about that. You can feel a lot of the Scorpio new moon is going to be feeling like it's, and Uranus is around. All these things are around right now, which is transformation and elimination. You're transforming and eliminating. So I have a deal. I don't have a deal. What the deal is this. I have a thought for you guys. I want you, each one of you listening, and then each one of you that comes either finds these videos later, I want you to start to get control of your energy so that you can not be at the whim of what planet's coming in. You can then be able to get to work with the energy, because if a planet is whipping you around, then you are not able to be present enough to work with the energy that the planet's even giving you. Makes sense? I hope that's being heard. I'm gonna put my glasses on now. I'm gonna say it one more time. This is what I gotta say one more time. So one of the things that what I want to say is that if you don't work through your stuff, then and the planets come in and it's whipping its energy all around you, then you're not able to truly deal with what the planetary energy is giving to you as a gift. Every planet has a gift. It's a gift, and you if you don't deal with it, then you're dealing with your shadow side or the darker side that you have to finally incorporate into life in order to make it happen. So, okay. So I just want to make sure that I say that. So here is this is how I want you guys to become. I have one key step for you to begin to get happier right now. I want you in this next week to write an autobiography about yourself. And I want you to tell the truth about the traumas that have happened to you in your life. And I want you to write them down on a piece of paper. I want them more to be like written on a piece of paper, not told to somebody. Because when you're writing it, you're actually giving structure and body to it, and your brain's able to process it, to get it out. When you get it out, it doesn't hold on to you anymore, and your mind doesn't go whipping around in these small little circles or cycles that it does to try and figure everything out, because it has an idea that things are not good, things are not safe, and it will continually just say things are not good and things are not safe. Because our brain can only do one thing at a time. And if our brain is so exhausted from holding on to our story, so I want you to get the story out. Get it out of your body, get it out of your brain, and begin to process it. And it makes it flow so you can push it out from you. And then what you're going to find is this. This is where it gets pretty exciting. Is you're going to find that you're actually healthier. Your immune system kicks in a better way that's healthier and happier, and you're able to deal with more stuff. And so I just want you to really try to play with that this next week. So if you would, I know, Michelle Kahn, you are not annoying at all. You're not annoying at all. Okay, so I want to make sure that you begin to do that. So write your autobiography. I think I'm going to have really actually in the next couple of days come up with writing prompts. So if you are on YouTube, make sure you come follow me on my Facebook page, and I'll give you prompts to kind of things to write about. A time this happened when I was 5 years old or 10 years old, or some age that kind of pops up within you that you begin to tell the story. And then what you see happen, like I said, your immune system will kick up. It's your mind and your body are finally able to relax. They're exhausted holding on to this trauma and not being able to process it in the best way possible. Again, my premise on everything that we talk about is you can connect. It is your birthright in this world to connect to the other side, but you can't do it unless you deal with things that are holding you back from actually connecting to the other side. I hope that makes sense. Sure. All right. Michelle Kahn, I just want to let you know, I just heard that your daughter is going to be fine. She's having a skull operation. It feels like there's something that needs to be removed. And when I'm like here, I see removal. I see it going really well. I see it going better than expected. I want to tell you, I feel like there's, when I'm here, okay. When I'm here, I'm hearing that it's going to go much better than what people think it's going to right now. So it feels like you've been getting told a negative story about it. So I want to just have that conversation there. So I want you to know I see it going a lot better. It's interesting because I feel like you have either prayer beads or a rosary that you're going through. This is what I keep seeing, like you're either using something to pray on. So I feel like this is an angel coming forward, and I want to let you know it's like I don't know, I've not heard this before. So what I wanted to say is I'm hearing when I'm hearing and connecting with you and your energy, I'm hearing that you're also a connected light worker, and they're wanting you to trust yourself more. It feels as if you're, it feels like so I'm feeling like as if you're a light worker and they're actually asking for you to trust yourself more. Dawn, I see what you're saying. You don't have enough paper to write my autobiography. You can write it in shorthand. You can skip all the good if you want to. Shelly, you too. You guys could, one of the things I want you to do, you got to do that in a pan, babe, for hot chocolate. Don't do it in there, please, because it's, you can put it in a pan though. What can I just put it in the microwave? That's a toaster oven, babe. No, you're going to have to wash a pan that you didn't wash last night, and then you're going to have to clean that, and then you're going to have to heat it up in a pan. Sorry, we're having hot chocolate over here. Or did you want to have emergency, Donnie? Didn't you want emergency?
What's emergency?
Emergency is vitamin C.
Is that vitamin?
Yeah.
Is that
yummy? You want that? Or you want whatever he wants? Okay, so oh, that's okay, Dawn. I see. So yeah, but I do want you to do it. So if you can write your autobiography in Google Docs or someplace like that where you can actually begin to really begin to process it, because what will happen is, Dawn, do it in the stove, please, babe. Get the small one and put it on the stove. And then no more. That's fine. And then no more, eh? Sorry. Oh, so I guess I want to say that too. Okay, so whatever you're writing, just allow it to kind of pour out of you, though, because I really want you to be in this and telling your story. Because the more that you're telling your story, the easier it's going to be to the easier it's going to be for you to process. And when you process it, it's going to just release it. And why am I saying any of this? I am saying this because what they have found is that people who were in the Holocaust were repressing their emotions and their feelings about what was happening in the Holocaust. You better rinse that. Sorry. They were repressing their emotions and their feelings about the Holocaust. So they found that once they began to talk about it, they shifted and were able to get healthier. Their immune system started to kick in. They lived until late into their 90s. It became like their drive to do a ton of work to tell the stories about what happened at the Holocaust. And they started going to the doctor half the time. So your autobiography, watch for prompts on my Facebook page my professional Facebook page about how writing prompts, talking about, because I'm going to be asking you to really tell your whole story. Okay, so one of the next things I want to do is, let's see here. What else do I want to do? I want to see if there's any questions over here on YouTube while I'm here. I don't see any. I'm looking good, Wendy. You're so sweet. You're adorable. I love you. I wonder if you're still there. Give me a woot woot. Okay. All right. So everybody's on it. So that was my next thing. The next thing I want to let you know is this this Saturday, I will be at the Mind's Eye in Macomb. I'm going to be with Maria. Oh my gosh, I forgot how to say her last name all of a sudden. See how names don't matter to me that much? I'm going to be with Maria, and we're going to be two mediums doing it. So one of the, so I will be with Maria Verdici. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot her name. I forgot how to say it. It will be Saturday at the Mind's Eye in Macomb, and the address is 15300 21 Mile Road, Macomb, Michigan. And that's going to start at 7 o'clock. So if you're on that side of the state, if you're over there on the east side, make sure that you make it over there, and I will be out there. That's about an hour away from where I have, from actually maybe a little bit longer than an hour from where I live. So if this is your first chance to come see me, do it. It's a pretty good price point. It's $35, and you get the two of us. It's going to be for 2 hours from 7 to 9. It should be amazing. What was my next thing I was going to tell you? There was one more thing I wanted to tell you about that. I will be at Sal's Italian Restaurant in Tecumseh. I will be there November 20th, and that will be from 6 to 8. And yeah, so you could go in there earlier and start at 4, and then you could eat, and then I'll show up at 6. Oh, yeah, Michaela. So how is your mediumship going after a massive series? Because I actually was feeling that. Didn't know where to get started. This is a great place to start for some help. I mean, you can ask me pretty much any questions about that. So I want to let you know, I always joke about this. And I think it's important to joke about as well, is I always thought like mediumship would look like I would see this dead person walk across the room and start just talking in my ear. And it would be, okay, so Fred says, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then what? And then he says, blah, 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 blah. And I always joke because I always thought it was going to be like that. But the way mediumship works is they use your ideas, your thoughts, things you've been through, things you've just read, people you've just had conversations with. They know and see everything and push those connections. So they push those connections so that you can, so that you're able to help the person in front of you. Or actually, you're not helping them. You're only giving messages. It's up to the person to do the work, not you. Like I, the medium, I can't do your work. You've got to do your work. I can say Spirit saying you need to be doing this, 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 or this. Like I'm sitting here saying, make sure you're writing your autobiography so you can get your trauma and your past pain out of your brain so it can stop working on overtime. If you want to start shifting your life, start telling your story. Start telling the not so pleasing parts. And maybe you don't want to share them with the world, and that's fine. But putting them on paper and even writing them with your hand gets you to get to process what's going on or what has happened so that you can shift and you can make changes. And by making changes, this is what it looks like. your brain calms down. And when your brain calms down, you begin to be able to shift and start to allow other energetic things to come up. Okay, so that's true. Some trauma is current. So some trauma is current, and that is well, there's a lot here. Hang on. How do I open back up? It's actually it's about trusting yourself and moving forward. And you're going to start by dealing with what's inside of you. And that's all mediums. It seems like it's an easy job. This is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. You have to do a lot of spiritual work, be open to doing the work, and then continually do the work. It's not something that you can and that's the other thing I want to say is, Nona, I see that there is a thing that trauma could be recent. Right now, I'm really speaking to past trauma, things that are holding you back. So I want to just talk about that. Okay, so, uh-oh. Sorry, my computer's telling me to do something. Okay, so trauma can be recent. What I'm talking about is the trauma that you've held on for years, trying to get it out of your body and your brain so you can calm it down, and then you can begin to deal with the energy that's coming forward within you, whether it be speaking with people that have crossed the other side or learning how to trust yourself so you can speak to the people or connect with your angels and guides. Now, all of these are things that is your birthright to do. You absolutely have the right to do. Angels, guides, you can go straight to the Almighty if you want. These are things you can do. And what you will be able to find is that this knowing and this peace comes over you when you begin to do that. So, okay. Does that make sense? All right. I'm seeing, so yeah, I do want to talk about your brother, Michaela. I'm seeing, I want to let you know, like he's coming forward. It feels like a superhero. It's really kind of interesting when I see him, because he's I feel like there's such a playful energy and a spirit that is coming forward. I'm also seeing like a J name. He also makes me feel like there was a lot of energy between the two of you. So I don't know if there was like I don't know if there was a lot of like playing or a lot of just remember, I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of playing, but I gotta like, here's where one of the things that he's talking about is that I wanted to remember the good times that you had with him. And he's also talking about like, he's trying to bring you closer to source, but in that being closer to source, he's also showing me like you have to trust yourself and there has to be taking care of yourself happening, because I feel like it's really hard right now. You know, one of the things he's telling me is really hard for you to take care of yourself right now. One of the things I would suggest is partied until he died. Yeah. One of the things that I feel, yeah, so funny. I mean, he just feels like a superhero. Like he's got his arms out. He wants to let you know that he's super proud of who he was in this world and super proud of who he is right now and what he's doing. He's actually a bit, I mean, I think you're going to laugh because he's telling me this right now. It's like telling me that he's a really playful energy. So he's like showing me playing with kids, and I don't necessarily think that would have been his way here, but he's showing me like my dog is just running around everywhere right now, like going crazy playing. So it's like his energy is here being playful as well, and uplifting the spirit of my dog right here. So once he starts running again and doing that, so I would not be surprised. One of the ways you'll find that he's in your house is if the energy begins to get amped up and people or animals become very, very playful. He's also showing me that he's like, he's showing me like a speedboat, living very fast, and also telling me that one of the things that he's saying here is that you're he's making me feel as if you're kind of weighed down with a lot of responsibility. A lot of responsibility, and so it's hard. So it feels like when he's showing me this, I'm having a hard time wondering. I'm asking him, what is the responsibility that it's like you're not taking time either to grieve, or you're not taking time to it's hard for you. I feel like you're kind of on alert about everything right now. He also wants you to know that because there's a bit of an accident. I mean, like a freak accident around him is what he's showing me, and I don't feel that because he's not taking responsibility for his passing, so I don't feel like he put himself in any kind of known danger. Okay, does that make sense? But he is telling me that you have to take care of yourself. One of the things I would recommend is that there's a great I don't know where you're at, but Earth Elements in Saline, and I really want to support our local metaphysical stores, because I just found out that one of them is going to be closing at the end of this month. Not Earth Elements. That's not where I'm sending. I'm sending you there because James McDonald, is that working, Donnie?
Yes.
Lincoln, will you go help Donnie, please? Fair. Go help Donnie. Is Earth Elements. James McDonald does Reiki. He's amazing. Go see him, because he's making me feel like you'll actually have his presence there. Okay, I have to go. I have to go. I love you all. See light, be light. Have a wonderful night. And again, I will be at the Mind's Eye this Saturday, 7 to 9 with Maria. Please check that on my Facebook page. You have homework for this week. I will be putting it for, I'll help you in 1 second, honey.
Okay.
I promise. And homework for this week, look for writing prompts, and I'll be at Sal's on the 20th of this month. And that will be also 6 to 8 at 4 o'clock. You can come eat. And if you have any questions, this is one of the things I'd like to do. I'm going to start going live more often. And I'm going to be answering questions on one night, just readings on another, topics of metaphysical. And as some people tell me, I tend to go very high, but I want to break them down into little bites so that you can understand them. And then sort of like a coaching, because I do spirit coaching, I do one-on-one readings, I do group readings, small and large groups. So I want you to okay. I want you to do your homework. Do your homework. Do your homework. If you want to connect and you want to get better, do your homework. Okay. Adios. See light, be light. Check you out later. Bye.